everyone, my name is Amanda and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you all my pieces from the 4th week of Inktober, so days 22 to 28. Wow, I can't believe that we actually made it this far. As of recording this, I just finished the third to last piece of all of Inktober, and it's such a weird feeling. I mean, not only have I drawn for hours every day, I've also managed to keep a pretty consistent stream of content coming, which is something I haven't really been able to brag about. So regardless of my opinions on the body of work I've created throughout this last month, I've definitely come out somewhat stronger on the other side. In my first Inktober video, I talked about having no specific goals other than just to do art and put it out there no matter how I feel about it. There have been days for sure where I've hated the drawing I created and never wanted it to see the day of light. But the thing about Inktober is that you simply don't have the time to toss it in the bin and make a new one. You have to put out whatever you make or you'll mess up and get behind. So that's been a learning curve for me, but I really think I've gotten better at accepting what I make, at least to a higher degree, and realize that every other artist out there has felt the same way. The first piece I did for this week was this group of creatures moving through the woods, and I really like the texture of them. It's almost like their skin is made of TV static. And again, the names for the pieces don't have any deeper meaning whatsoever, or at least I didn't really intend them to beforehand, but I started by naming them, so I kinda had to continue. I don't know, do you guys see anything in my drawings that have a deeper meaning? The second piece here I think was inspired by this tale of a man called Edward Mordrake, who is also a character in American Horror Story. And basically he was born with this face on the back of his head, which he claimed whispered things to him, telling him to do bad things. I thought it was a pretty creepy story, and then it turned into this, which, yeah, I don't know, but again, I guess I incorporated the nature part of the theme with the background more than anything. It's sort of a leap, but oh well. The third piece this week is something that everyone can recognize. It's of course Medusa, the woman with snakes for hair and eyes that will turn you to stone if you look into them. I know it's not an original concept or character, but I really loved making this, and I had so much fun inking all the snakes twisting and slithering in between each other. I think I had a very uninspired moment that day when coming up with a new concept, but I don't really care, to be honest. It could make a pretty cool sticker though. Speaking of stickers though, actually this has nothing to do with stickers, but I've decided to sell all my original Inktober drawings this year. I will not be making any prints, so there will only be one of each, and they will be the original pieces. It's the first time that I ever sell anything online, which is really exciting, and I don't know, I just think it's a really good way to finish off something that has taken up so much of my time this month. So yeah, if you want to snag one of them, then they are now available on my website, and I will personally package and send each one off with a little message. The fourth piece I did this week was definitely one of my absolute favorites. I love the perspective, and I don't know, it almost feels like you're falling into the picture. It's actually quite a serene scene with a girl lying in the grass in the middle of the woods, so naturally I added a bunch of creepy eyes watching her. I used the wet on wet technique here in order to get some sort of blending done with the contrast between the light and dark spots. So basically I wet the paper and then let a few drops of ink sink in and spread out to make a gradient effect. It's also a lot easier to maneuver the color around if you applied it to wet paper, because it takes longer to dry and you can really easily remove the color again. As in my previous videos, I used my Artline fine liners in 0.05 and 0.1, as well as my black Winsor & Newton ink for all the pieces. Everything will of course be listed in the description box down below. I don't really know what the inspiration for the fifth piece was. I had a note on my phone where it just said "killer birds." I know, a strike of genius. But yeah, the birds are actually my least favorite part of this drawing. They were a bit too small to be detailed enough to make them scary. I tried to add some interest to the piece by making this really dramatic background with tall cliffs on both sides. And in the end, I'm actually really happy with the way it turned out, although the birds are a bit questionable. The drawing for the 27th of October was this wolf sitting underneath the full moon, literally crying a river. I think the concept in my head was really beautiful and majestic, but sometimes it looks better on paper and sometimes it just doesn't. Oh well, I still like the wolf. I went extra dark on the background for this piece, which I have otherwise been hesitant to, but I think it was a good choice, and it also helped to have a higher contrast sky when the stream was so bright. I did cheat a little bit for the first time in this challenge and used some of my pearl watercolors from Finetech to make the water and the tears silver. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but it's really shiny and beautiful in real life. For the very last piece of this week, I decided to make a beautiful forest goddess of sorts. I don't know, I just saw Emilia Clarke in the new Han Solo film, and I think my subconscious was fixated on Daenerys. Anyway, this goddess of the woods has 6 eyes and a fabulous white gown, and a creepy throne to sit on. I like the concept for this one a lot, and it took me a surprisingly short while to ink. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't usually plug my shop because I haven't had one until now, but please check it out, if anything then to see a complete gallery of all my Inktober drawings so far. If you have any questions or ideas for future videos, feel free to leave me a comment down below, and otherwise I'll see you next time. Bye!